Here today at the Roslindale Village Farm Market. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of vendors here, produce for sale. There's a guy selling mushrooms, honey, mead, there's fish here. It's a great place to come, open air market. It's been going on for 20 years at least, and they're going to be keeping it moving. They've got their status as an essential business. So good news for Roslindale Square and Roslindale Village Farmers Market. Very excited to be here at the Roslindale Village Food Market Farmer Fest. What's it called?
It's Farmers Market.
Farmers Market. It's great that it's here at Adams Park and a great historical place. I'm here with a volunteer, and my question was, in 2018, the hemp bill was passed, so it's weird we're not seeing more hemp products at the farmers market. And so I just had a question for you. How come do you think, even though we have legal hemp now, how come we're not seeing hemp seeds and hemp herds for sale here? I would think those would still be for sale, as they were in the 1620s at the farmers market.
Yeah, I think that maybe lack of sellers, but also this year we're heavily regulated in terms of the number of non-food vendors we're allowed in our market because of the coronavirus. So we're only allowed either 1 or 2 a week, and there's quite a hefty market for them. So there's a lot of people applying to be part of that vendor category. So we have to kind of roll people in and out, and it might just been that folks didn't get on the list quick enough, or we have not enough spots this year. Usually we have 5 to 10 more vendors than what you see today.
I see.
So yeah.
Have the events been very well attended?
Yeah, they've been really well attended, even with the regulations we've had to set up. We have people in line all the time, and we're only allowed, I believe, 50 people or 60 in the market at one time. That's why I'm here with the walkie.
I appreciate you talking to me today.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. You guys involved with the food project?
No. Well, we were in the past with their youth program, but not this year because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've had to put our youth program on hold. We typically are involved with the food project.
That's a great program.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I really liked about that program, and Dudley was really steeped in lead contamination in the 80s. And so what they had to do is they had to go in there in those neighborhoods and they had to remove. What had happened was a lot of folks had sold their apartments, their houses rather, and they burnt them down at some point because they couldn't sell anymore. The market was so low. And so once then the burnt houses left unoccupied lots, and once there was like 50, 20 lots together, it became a dumping ground for all the industry that's right near there. So basically, by the 1970s, by the late 70s, like, wow, no, you can't even live here. It's completely contaminated. So by the late 80s, they had actually removed about a third of the topsoil and brought in brand new soil. The problem with that was very, very, very expensive. And what they could have done instead was they could have planted hemp, because hemp, after 4 years of growing continuous hemp, would have removed 97% of the toxins in that area. So they would have saved a lot of money. They could have put that money into schools, and they could have put that money into environmental stuff other than removing soil and driving it with petroleum fuel down the road to dump it. Who knows where they put it. But anyway, the point of my story today, and the reason why you're here, I noticed you guys have a lot of produce for sale, but there isn't any industrial hemp here. And it's sad because in 2018, there was a farm bill passed which legalized hemp, so it's totally legal to have and to sell. There's a lot of regulations around it, but ultimately it's legal. Do you guys know about how good hemp is for you as a food product?
I mean, as individuals, I would say yes, but as a farm, we don't use hemp at all in our soil or anything. So we just top till, and that's pretty much all we do. We like to keep the soil pretty healthy the way that it is, but otherwise, no. As a farm,
yep. I hear you. Now, do you guys have a particular produce item that you really do well with? I noticed you have gigantic.
Yeah, our eggplants are pretty large. I mean, everything's doing pretty well, healthy and looking large.
Now, are you guys an organic farm?
We are not certified organic, no, but we grow using organic methods.
And it sounds like you're doing no-till.
Yeah, for the most part, we just top till.
Top till, yeah. Wow, that's great. Now these events are really important to come here. Looks like the food supply is starting to break down a little bit. So having access direct to farmers like yourselves, for most people, actually is quite a luxury. So it's nice that you're bringing it to the community here. Do you hope that? Do you think that the farmers market will stay here regardless of what happens with COVID in the next few months?
I believe it will, for sure. I think that the board has worked very hard to get things approved, and there are a lot of strict rules for good reason. And yeah, I can only hope that it will continue throughout the whole season in the same manner, because it's thriving if you look around right now.
That's
It's
right.
doing very well.
Lots of happy customers.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I'm here from CANNABOS.org. I know you're a big supporter of legal cannabis and industrial hemp, and so I just wanted to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Sure.
I'm so happy you're here today. One thing I'm really excited to talk about today is industrial hemp. We have a farmer's market.
Yes.
What's missing from the farmer's market, though, is anything hemp related. I know hemp is the greatest source of protein, fiber, omegas outside of the ocean. It's a really important thing we're supposed to be eating. We're commanded to eat it in the Bible, if you believe the Bible is true. But somehow we get to the actual world and we're stuck with high fructose corn syrup and infected wheat and infected corn.
Yes.
How important to you is being able to be in control of what we eat?
Well, it's critical that we can know what's in our food and where it comes from. So I support all of that transparency, and I support local sourcing as much as possible. The longer the food travels to get to us, the more it loses nutritional value and all of the important pieces that we need for it to be as healthy as possible. And I know that hemp is an amazing crop for so many. It's one of the most versatile plants that we have on the planet, and it's too bad that hemp has been just part of the war on drugs and the misunderstanding about marijuana and cannabis. Hemp has been caught up in all of that, and so the limitations make no sense.
So we're seeing some change now with economic empowerment.
Yes.
It seems like the CCDC has done a really bad job of allocating the available slots for dispensaries.
Well, I do believe that there's been a lot of pushback and a lot of pressure now on the commission to do what was intended about how these licenses are granted and who is able to get these licenses, because the equity piece is an enormous part of what the commission is supposed to be looking at. So I'm glad that finally we're getting some pushback on all of that. We have not achieved the equity and the reparations, the remedy part of this that was very important when marijuana was legalized. Because a big part of it was to make sure that the communities that were hardest hit by the war on drugs have a part of this recovery, have a part of this new business that they can recover. So I'm going to continue to push for that, because that's the right way that we fix the wrongs of the past and remedy also the wrongs and the losses of the past.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. I know you're very busy. I wish you well in the upcoming election.
Thank you so much. It's great to meet you. Keep up your good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm here today with Seymore from Seymore Greens in Roslindale, one of the original cannabis support stores. What I mean is they've had probably pipes here longer than any other store in Roslindale anyway, and as long as some of the bigger ones in town. But Seymore himself is quite the entrepreneur. He's got a ton of amazing t-shirts here, especially for the neighborhood of Roslindale. I'm probably going to buy one of these t-shirts myself. And I just want a couple questions. So I know when you first started out, it wasn't probably as easy to open up a store selling bongs and pipes. When did you see a big change, or have you seen a big change since the time you've opened till now?
When I first opened, you was nervous to put out anything smoke related. It was considered paraphernalia. They would come in and take your stuff and make you discontinue selling certain products. But over the years, people got more civilized and sensible, and now you can sell whatever you want. Now they're selling at gas stations and liquor stores. They're selling paraphernalia or smoking-related products. So time has changed a lot of minds.
Have you seen your business increase since the legalization of cannabis?
2018 was my best year. The peak year was 2018, and then from 2018 it kind of went down when they kind of changed the regulations of vaping and discontinuing menthol and e-juice. So I had to transform my business more into like more t-shirts opposed to just selling tobacco related products once they discontinued vaping products.
Now, did the vaping thing really hurt your business? Was that your business model?
It would have hurt my business if that was the only thing I focused on, is vaping, but since I focused on custom apparel, I focused on other smoke-related products, not necessarily vaping. So you got your grinders, your pipes, your rolling papers, opposed to having e-juice and mods for vaping. So you change your game plan. You move with the times.
Now, moving forward, do you think that there'll be more of a market for cannabis? The projections are that cannabis beverages are going to grow to a $3 billion industry by 2025, and that cannabis itself is going to triple. That also means everything related to cannabis, like cannabis support shops like yours. Do you anticipate seeing an increase in your customer base?
Hopefully, when people get more familiarized with cannabis and know the benefits of cannabis, they won't, be so apprehensive about supporting cannabis business. So, yeah, I definitely think as time goes by, people will be more apt to try cannabis product. Definitely, with time and knowledge, people become more aware.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, and I wish you well with Seymore Greens in Roslindale. Come on down and get a t-shirt, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you. Come down, support the business, 13 years and counting.